Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the Art Bit. The name is Chisomo Nyirenda, and today we're talking everything modeling. We have Sinikiwe MVULA in the building. She is a model and a model trainer. So all you have to do is be there. Do not go anywhere. We're gonna learn everything we need to know about her journey, as well as just the modeling industry here in the country and beyond. Tell another art lover that Art Bit is on your screen because we're out and about to start rolling. Let's go. How are you doing?
Good, and yourself?
I am good. You look pretty.
You do.
And you're like really tall for my height.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
like when I was welcoming you, I'm like, okay, yeah, model height. How are you doing?
I'm good, and yourself?
Great. I was telling people that we're gonna be having a chat with you, and I just want you to introduce yourself in a nutshell. I know wouldn't actually like you're a model trainer, but I think you do a better job than what I did introducing yourself and describing what you do.
I think that's enough for now.
For now.
Yeah.
All right. How did you find yourself in modeling itself? How did you start? What inspired you?
So I'll take you back when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
So it started when I was watching a commercial on the screen.
Yes.
There was a modeling, a pageantry here in the Longwe. That time I was in Mangochi.
Yeah.
So I saw that and then I was interested.
Mm-hmm.
But that time I was into sports, netball.
Okay.
So modeling
was
wasn't
not
that,
really like a thing. Yeah.
So after I got into college, I did here in Longwe, and then there was this fashion show that Alphonse organized for a competition for fashion designers.
Mm-hmm.
So they needed models at our school.
Mm.
And then I was passing Kunja kwa school around the campus.
Yeah.
There was a car that passed us and then went back.
Mm.
So seeing as they get so good what's going on, we're just like, And then I got called by the reception saying you are needed by the reception.
Okay.
There are two ladies looking for you.
Yeah.
I was with my twin sister at that time. So we went to the reception, and then it wasn't my family.
Yeah.
It was two different women I've never met
Before. Yeah.
So they introduced themselves, and then they said, have we already applied for this function that's coming up?
Mm-hmm.
We said no. And like, okay, so you'll have to apply for it because you're interested. We saw how we work, and then we're interested in you.
Okay.
And then I was like, okay. So there were two beautiful ladies from Blackmore.
Okay.
So we did, after that, I got trained.
Mm-hmm.
It was intensive.
Okay.
Training.
All right.
So after that training, there was a Miss Don Bosco at our school, a pageantry. So I had to apply that
For
one
that
as well for fun.
Yeah. Like, let me try it out. Let's see if the training is going to pay. Yeah.
So luckily, I got the crown.
Yeah.
So after
That
the
was
crown,
your first pageantry.
pageantry.
Crown,
so runway and then pageantry, and then after that we got to another fashion show with Lila Alfonso. After that, that's when I met this young man who helped me out throughout my modeling career.
Okay, that is really beautiful. Now, you were talking about training and all that.
Yeah.
When you're saying Kuri, you're training for modeling, what exactly goes into there? What exactly are you training? And you just, when you're model, you have this nice body and you're a model, Basi.
Actually, I never once you have a heel, then that's it.
That's it, yeah.
But it's not that it. There is a lot that goes on with the training.
Yeah.
My training was intensive. Like my first training, I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to walk in heels, but then these ladies made it comfortable for me to wear the heels and then walk from that end to that end with full books on my head.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of hard work.
Yeah. So after that, the training with the guy I told you that helped me up with, his name is Chris Kunda. So it was more of going up on the stairway and going down
in heels.
And he's so intense on type of heels he wants.
Okay.
So it has to be 5+ inch.
Okay, that is like a very long heel.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So ascending, descending on the stairs, and then how to walk with books on top, how to balance up, how to like those modeling.
Because I don't get the point. Like, why are you making me suffer?
Okay, so it's more of mental than what
physical than what we just see from the outside.
So you need balance as well.
Okay.
Let's say you're on the runway, something happens to you, maybe you tripped. How to handle that?
Yeah.
Because some will just get up, but then there is a certain way we are trained to get up to balance that thing out
and still move with confidence.
Yes, with confidence.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I understand my models. I'm a good and chido. Zosiana, for us as Malawians, we know of the runway, in Amadiga, catwalking. There are other models, a video vixen, and they work with the corporate market, branding and all that. What types of modeling are there, or what types of models are there currently in the country?
For now, there are a lot of types of models, but for now in the country we are dealing with commercial fashion modeling, which high fashion, runway, pageantry, and did I mention editorial?
No, you did not.
Okay, yeah.
You mentioned commercial. Yeah.
Editorial, and then of course there is hand modeling, feet modeling, but here in our country,
no. Okay, so that goes with like maybe accessories, jewelry, nail art and stuff like that, shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I should.
Some other types of models doesn't have specific height, specific features, specific body weight, and all that. So
speaking of that, what if it was of the kind or the types of models that we have in the country?
Yeah.
What there's this saying, to believe models that wouldn't if you're a model, you need to have a specific body type, a specific height, a specific structure, young Kobe, you know that. Is that true? It depends on the type of modeling that you're doing.
Okay, so like I said, it depends on the type of modeling you're doing.
Okay.
Like the hand modeling, you don't
have to.
It's not anyone can do it.
Yeah.
But for runway, there's a specific weight you need to do. If it is petite, if they're looking for a petite, you have to be petite.
Petite, okay.
They don't want.
So agamatu they would say
the casting call.
Casting call.
Yeah.
They would actually would west Tiago
it has to be
centimeters the hour.
Yeah.
Usually, what's the standard like for
23 inches.
Oh my goodness.
So if it's 23, it has to be
23 inches.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Have you ever been in a situation where say 23, the requirement is 23, you're at 24, so you have to work to make it reach that?
I think because I'm not really strict on my diet, but I watch my diet.
Okay.
So I'm still on 23.
All right, great. So for the West is 23 inches, and then height for the ladies?
Height for the ladies, it depends.
Okay.
Sometimes some other organizers will say we want starting from 5'5" up.
Okay.
Some will say we want 5'8" up. Some will just say we want 6'1".
Okay.
But
so 6'1" is like minus the heels.
Yes, minus the heels.
Oh wow.
Okay. There are really models out there who are taller than me. They're like 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah. All right. You mentioned something really interesting, because for you to have or maintain rather that 23-inch waist.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot of work, like mental as well as physical, for you to actually make it sustainable and like make it work for the longest time and be able to say I've been a model for 10 years means you've been having that 23-inch waist for your whole life almost. What are the things that you do you models do to maintain that? Do you, you know, and I mean, they're born like that, or there are others, or do they go to the extremes of like, or they have to do specific things to maintain that?
Well, for me, luckily, I was born with a small waist.
Thank goodness.
So
at least you have high metabolism. Yeah.
So we have to be doing physical exercises and watch our diet, mainly doing that. But in our country, it's very difficult because it's not necessarily like a job.
Yeah.
It's just a part-time job. It's not a full-time job.
Okay.
So you have other things to do. Maybe your job doesn't require certain things. So balancing up that thing.
Okay. Speaking of you're saying this is something that you do on the side. What do you do for a living, as well as I understand you're also a model trainer? How does that come in? Is that also something that's on the side, or you're trying to groom that into something bigger?
So currently, by profession, I am a cosmetologist.
Okay.
Slash anesthetician. So I specialize in laser hair removal, fat freezing, fat injections, and all that. But on the side, I'm doing the modeling training and also being a model as a part-time thing. But I'm currently working on making the modeling training as a main thing for myself.
Okay, that's really beautiful. For you to actually figure out to banga train my model and they would do you're the it. You're the it in the game. You've been in the industry for some time. What would be your notable, experience, notable works that notable events that you've been a part of, or projects that you've been a part of as a model throughout your career? If you can just pick.
Okay, small events. I've done African Fashion Arts Festival. I've done the Billy Alfonso Fashion Show. I've worked with designers, a lot of designers, Zandria. I've worked with, just to mention a few on the designers. I've worked with music artists, Kerry Kerry. Kerry Kerry and Tegrin. I've worked with Lean Studios. It's a lookbook. She's currently in UK. Okay. So I've worked with her, and that's it.
That's it?
Yeah. But for my modeling training career, I've trained the one that we did currently, Miss Heritage 2025. I was about to say 2024.
Still young.
So I've trained runway Malawi fashion show models. I've did Mzinda lifestyle fashion show. Also, I've trained that. And then in future, I'm also training the Mzinda lifestyle fashion show.
All right. Well, that's a whole portfolio to yourself. You're definitely doing a great job to that. All right. So now, going back to model training and all that, I want to go through your process, your creative modeling process. You wake up, there are 5 models that you need to train from scratch. How is that training gonna look like? What will it involve? Are you also making them jump through stairs and steps in heels? What exactly goes through all that? Are there some sort of like theories where you sit down and in class or what exactly just goes into there? We just want to understand that part.
Okay, so for me, I was trained theory and practical.
Okay.
So that's what I intend to train my fellow models as well. Before, I was doing it individually, but when I'm called up to train models, I'm strict. Okay. I'm not nice. So you have to do the stairs with the heels. I don't care if we train from morning to evening, as long as you get what I want. So I'm strict on that. Before I go to the venue, I make sure I lay out what I want the models to do. So when I get there, I already have a picture of what I want everything. So the heels. I'm strict on the heels. I'm strict on the how to walk. But of course, not everyone can walk like I do.
Of course.
How I want it to
everyone
be.
is unique
in their own way. But as long as you're getting something from it. So I train using sticks.
Okay. How?
So if you are doing pageantry, you'll have to put a stick around your back to balance out your
posture.
Yes.
Chin up, chest out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But for the runway, I would like to put the sticks down for you to walk for the pace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're talking, we've said a lot about the heels.
Yeah.
Are there specific shoes or heels that are used when it comes to modeling, runway, and all that? Are they specific, or it's anyone? You can use stiletto, you can use a bug heel, or they're specific heels?
There are specific heels in different types of modeling.
Okay.
Like for pageantry, you cannot use stilettos or the ones that I'm wearing. You cannot use those.
Okay.
We have the pageantry heels.
Yeah.
They're strapped, but they're like 6 inches, so they're strict on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
For the runway, you can use depending on what the designer has told you to wear. So, because the runway, you're not presenting yourself, but you're presenting the
brand, the artist or the designer and
yes.
stuff. Okay.
So whatever the designer says, you have to wear that. But for pageantry, they're strict on the shoes.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. Sinikiwe, there are rumors.
Oh, the way you're pronouncing the name.
Rumor has it.
Yeah.
Rumor has it that models, they're very loose people. Do I have to go further? Or
no, I think I get the gist.
What say you?
I get the gist.
Preach, girl.
I wouldn't say it's a challenge for us because it's just something that the society has labeled us to be.
Okay.
But it's not true.
Okay.
It's not about training how to walk and everything, but also how to discipline yourself when you have a gig or something like that.
So if you're built like that, it doesn't matter. You can be a model, you can be a banker, you still do those things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not true.
Okay. All right, perfect. What would you, throughout your career, what would you pinpoint as the moments, the greatest moments in your career, Guri? I think that experience was really awesome. And also, what would you point out as like the downside of your experience, Guri? That was stressful. I wouldn't want to go through that kind of experience again.
For me, I would say everything was a highlight because for me, modeling is spiritual.
Yeah.
When I'm doing modeling, that's when my mental health is like, because I cope well with modeling.
Yeah.
So, but my most highlight would be the Afrif, which was in 2019. I got picked by. I always mention the Alfonso because she's been there day one.
Day one.
Maybe she doesn't know this, but she's been there. Because I was introduced by her and then all throughout. Yeah. But with her team. She doesn't know it. So in 2019, there was this fashion show, Afrif. And then we did the run. It's a runway. After the runway, and then we got a tip that Lil Alfonso wants to crown someone to be her brand ambassador for 2020. And then I was the one that got picked.
Nice. And then the down moments.
The down moments, there is a lot. I would say music artist. Let's start from there.
All right, let's hear it.
Let's start from there. Not necessarily a big artist, but all the artists, I'd say. Because when you're doing the model vixen, there's some gigs they don't pay. I'm telling you. They would say, Nikki, that's why I stopped doing music videos. Because in model vixen, they want plus size models and all that, unless otherwise.
Yeah.
But they will say, hey, we have this gig, it's for free, you just have, we give you drinks, we enjoy, blah, blah, blah.
And exposure.
And then for me, it's like, but I have to get something from it because I need money.
I need money. This is my grind. This is what I do. Yeah.
So it's a 10 for me.
Okay.
It also goes to other events because, of course, they pay, but it's less.
It's like not paying your worth or up to the task that you've served to them. All right. I know you've touched that a little bit just now, but what would you say are like the challenges that models are facing right now in the country? Not only are we talking about female models, but also just in general. If you want to go into like specifics to the problems females are facing, that would also be great.
Oh, well, one, I'll start from the payment, which the wages. Two, the lack of involvement with everyone when we're being casted out.
Okay.
Yeah, because there are a lot of models that they're passionate about modeling. I know it's not all that can be trained and know how to train, but some other organizers, they tend to pick out those that are closest with.
Okay.
Relatives and all that. Those that they know.
Okay.
Gullible as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd say biased as well. And also lack of training.
Okay.
For me, I got trained because I was in an agency.
Okay.
So if you're not in an agency, then if you don't know anyone, you're not trained.
Okay. You probably just be doing things the way you know how.
You know how. So it's also a challenge when being casted out because you go there and then you find that other models have got portfolios and then you're like, are we supposed to have that? And
we're supposed to have that?
Yes, so lack of training, lack of, let's say, proper training. Outside and also within when we have been casted out to do a gig. Because we get trained 2 days per the gig or maybe 3 days prior.
Okay.
Sometimes.
All right. Yeah. Speaking of models, because they are under an agency, like you got lucky, you got the training that you needed. Now you're training other people. They just wake up and they're like, oh, I think I can actually do this. And then they go for it, which is not a bad thing at all. Is there like a modeling association or something that brings all of you models together in the country?
It is there, but it's not out yet.
Okay.
Because I know, for me, I would say it is there. But for someone who wants to get into the modeling industry, doesn't know anything, would say it is not there.
Okay.
But if you search Modeling Association of Malawi on Facebook or any other platform, it is there.
Ndea Madani, as an association, what exactly does it do?
Bruv. Basically, it's grooming, but that's why I'm there to train people because it's not enough.
Okay.
And also like telling each other if there is a gig and blah blah blah, but you know there is no proper training on all the things.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Sini Kiwi. There might be someone out there watching us right now and they're like, I stan this girl. There are others that are like, I think I have a model body and that model discipline in me. I would really want to pursue this career. I don't even know where to start from. I don't even know how best to go about it. How best would you advise these people? What can you say to them? What steps do they have to take? What do they have to do? Where do they have to go for them to be able to pursue their career or even grow in their career?
For starters, I would say find the right person to tell you what to do to groom you. Because you might find someone who just wants to expose you. Like I said, I was trained by I was in an agency. I was trained by Chris Kunda. That guy didn't get any dime from me, but I worked for him.
For him, yeah.
So he did give me an exposure that I was so grateful for. So my advice for anyone who wants to venture into this, it's okay to venture into the modeling industry. Don't listen about what others say about the modeling world, but find the right person to train you. You can find me.
Yeah,
I'm open to train. You know,
I mean, let's not even go far.
Models, I train them without taking any money from, because that's what I want, to train
let's grow
people,
the industry. Okay.
So I'd say you can find me. You can find Chris Kunda. You can, because he's always there.
Always there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris. All right, Nikki, thank you so much for coming through, having a chat. I personally have learned a thing or two about your journey as well as the modeling industry in the country. I'm sure these people have learned a thing or two as well. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Also,
yes,
I have a training class coming up on 24th of May.
Okay.
Of which, if you are in Lilongwe, you can join us, register for it. It's only 10,000.
10,000 kwacha only, and you have your modeling career up and running.
Even those that want to learn how to walk in heels, I'm training them.
Okay, I think I might have to come. If it's that, then I might have to come because yo, sneakers are saving the world.
I got you.
All right, Tinikiwa, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming through.
You.
All right, and that's a wrap. I'm sure you've learned everything you needed to know about modeling and Amomangova, Buddhism, Kalabwanji, and all that. Tinikiwa had to tell us everything we needed to know about her journey, appreciating just what these people do. You know, there are a lot of things that these models do in our country, but and all that. But yeah, that's all we had time for in this edition of the Art Bit. The name is Chisoma. You're in that Make It Big with us every Tuesday from 6 p.m. for new episodes of the Art Bit. Until next time, stay creative.